So we're right here in the middle of the protest at Trump Tower. The sun is about to set. There are thousands of people here still, and there are more expected. We heard of a protest that's starting at 9 p.m. in Union Square. That's about 50 blocks south of where we are right now. They're expected to march up here later tonight, but this protest is still going strong. As we showed you just moments ago, these protesters sat down trying to send the police. Just right here, a couple feet away, if you look on the other side of the barricade, police have been bringing reinforcements. There are hundreds of police and thousands of protesters.
Overthrow the fucking system! Overthrow the fucking system!
So then why are you here today?
Well, actually, why I'm here today is to I know a lot of people are not going to like this very much, but I'm here today to show that I'm curious to see how many of these people actually voted for Bernie in the primaries or for Hillary in the primaries. Because my assumption is 90% of these people here voted for Hillary in the primaries, which means to me is you're just here throwing a tantrum. You know, we've been here. Where were you guys when the primaries were stolen for Bernie? You know, where were you guys when unarmed?
But is that really what's on your mind here? Is that really what's on your mind?
Yes, that's what's on my mind. Donald Trump won fair and square. Okay, he didn't have to cheat the primaries, and he didn't have to cheat the election. You know, when the primaries were going on, they were telling us Bernie supporters that that's the way of the system. Respect it. Super delegates. That's how it goes. Okay? Electoral vote. That's in the Constitution. Respect it. So all these "not my president" signs, I'm sorry, you're just throwing a tantrum at this point. And that's the point. That's the reason why I'm here, to get that across. But what's very disheartening, which I won't give up on, is that a lot of these people here voted for Hillary, and it's like, wow.
Thank you very much. Thanks for speaking. How about you, sir? Why are you here? You've been very loud here tonight.
So
why are you here today?
well, the American Electoral College has screwed the American people. The way that we run our election sucks, and now we have a crazy fascist who might drive us, to extension to a lot of war with other countries. And this is not the country that we want.
So what do you think being here today is going to accomplish? You think that maybe some of the electors are actually going to vote for Hillary even though they're Republican?
For example, Maryland has sworn that they're going to vote with the popular vote, and they're trying to push other states to do the same. So perhaps it might do that. But right now, I feel like everybody who's here is more disenfranchised, and they feel the anger at the system. It's not about just getting screwed over during this election, but it's all the whole election.
Bigger than
itself.
that.
Yeah, there's a lot of problems that are surfacing, and Trump is just gonna help bring all those things to a boil.
And what would you tell people who are watching at home, who aren't here, who maybe could go to protest where they are and just feel like it won't accomplish anything? A lot of people, after Trump said that there are professional protesters here incited by the media, a lot of people feel like this is just the media.
Everybody who is appalled and upset by what's going on, organize in your community. Meet your neighbors. Talk to other like-minded individuals. Organize. Start having rallies. Go shut down a highway. It's not a time. We can't afford to be neutral.
And what's the aim though in doing that? With thousands of people here booing. So you hear the crowd booing. If you just turn around, you'll see some of the cops up on Trump Tower taking pictures of the crowd. Every time they emerge, you hear a loud boo from the crowd here just beneath the tower. Can I ask you why you're here, sir?
Yeah, so obviously protesting the democratic outcome of the election seems like it wouldn't make sense. But the thing is, Trump is a businessman too, and some of the things he said are so awful that it's worth standing outside his hotel to let people who go inside know. Those rich people who go inside know what effect that this has had. What effect it has.
Well, how do you feel affected by this?
I feel like
we will make the system fall.
I feel like a bully was legitimated by our country and by our system.
We will make the system fall.
How can we tell kids what right looks like? How can we tell kids not to be a bully when the President of the United States is endorsing misogyny, racism, sexism, insulting a Gold Star mom, insulting POWs, insulting veterans? It's disgusting.
Where are you from?
I'm from California.
And you live here?
I live here.
And are you surprised to see that you know this actually happened? That this is the outcome, or is this like shock? How are you feeling today?
You know
a lot
what?
of people have gone through a lot of
You know what?
emotions.
I was in shock, but I shouldn't have been. I was in shock.
We just lost our line. Thanks, though.
The people united will never
Oh, but
be
it's
defeated. The people united will never be 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 defeated. The people
Can I ask you why you're here?
Yeah, sure.
Why are you here?
Right here. I'm here because we have, as a country, just slightly less than half, but a huge party of our country has elected a fascist and a hateful human being to lead us. And I don't know what to answer when my girlfriend calls me and she says she's afraid to go to school or something because she's afraid of getting harassed because our president says it's okay to do that. Or I've got friends from other countries that don't want to come back here because they don't think they're welcome here anymore. Or my Muslim friends feel they're gonna get the shit beat out of them on the streets, and I don't stand for that. And even though a large majority of this country voted for him, I'm not gonna accept that because I don't accept hate no matter what.
So obviously it's been a few days now since the election. How are you feeling today? I know a lot of people have gone through a variety of emotion: shock, fear, anger.
I think determination was at first. I was scared at first, and then I got really sad, and now it's determination because I think the most important thing is telling people what you feel, because people are going to say just accept the results, just accept what's going on, and you can't accept it because that's compliance to what the bullshit is going on. So I'm not saying go out and beat the shit out of Trump supporters because that's not how you do it. It's about working together and figuring out how to fucking, I'm sorry if I can't use the phone.
It's okay.
How to figure out how to just work together and get past the hate, because that's what's most important. And sometimes you have to be loud and scream to get people to hear.
And you know, obviously President Obama and Hillary Clinton have been very gracious with Trump. You know, they're saying that there needs to be a transition of democracy and power in a democratic way. Are you feeling like these protests are against that, or what are they hoping to accomplish?
I think
because the reason I ask, a lot of people say that this is a democracy, this is the outcome, so why are you protesting?
I think the main reason why I'm protesting is I don't think this is going to get Trump impeached. I don't think that's going to change. But I think that this might get people in power, like Trump or his cabinet or the Supreme Court, to listen to the people and say, we can't do what we want to do here. We can't just go in and roll over what the people want. I don't think we're going to go in and overthrow Trump, but I think we're going to tell Trump, you can't do this. And there are some things already that are showing a bit of optimism with him talking about maybe retaining things with Obamacare, Planned Parenthood. I think already people are getting to his head, and I think the key is to get to his head and say, we're not going to sit here.
Well, and we do know that it's not that hard to get to Trump's head or to Trump's nerve, so perhaps that's an encouraging sign.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for talking to us. Can I ask you why you're here today?
50 years from now, when someone asks me where I was, I can, on good conscience, say that I was here. That's really the main reason. I feel like this is the right side of history, and if you're not here, you're not. I mean, this is where it's happening. This is where it's at, and when the history books leave that, this is the side they're going to talk about.
Were you surprised by the outcome of this election? I mean, how do you feel today, almost a week later?
I mean, I feel mixed because I grew up living all over this country and I've seen how different it is, and I don't think I was as surprised as some people here because I escaped where I left the places of this country where this outcome resulted from. Those people.
What are you referring to?
Say that again?
What are you referring to?
I mean, I lived in Kansas, Oklahoma, and I've seen the different kind of communities that people live in, and I've been uncomfortable, and I came to a place where that was more accepting, like New York, and I'm not quite as. I mean, I was hopeful, but I was devastated. I was crushed. And
do you think these protests will accomplish anything? A lot of people are saying, this was a democratic election, so.
No, I think that right now we're at a risk where we are at risk of losing our checks and balance system within our government. So right now, this is the people checking our government.
In a sense, the Electoral College is supposed to be a checks and balance on the electorate and on people like Trump, in the sense that electors are the ones who vote for the president. A lot of people hoping maybe some of the electors in states that Trump won will vote for Hillary instead because of the popular vote. What do you think of that?
I think that they should, on their good conscience. That is essentially why the Electoral College does exist. And I encourage, in New York State today even said that they have vowed that their electoral voters will stand with the national majority vote from now on, and they have reached that conversation. So the more states that agree to that, the more that we can come united to agree with that.
Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just to give you guys a sense, of course, we're here right at the front of the crowd here. People on the floor sitting, I'm imagining, because they're tired, but also it looks like they're holding hands and maybe trying to find some peace amongst all this tension. I don't want to interrupt them, but do you see, can you just pan down? We've got these two people right here holding hands and meditating. Something I should probably try to do, considering the crowd. Why are you here, ma'am?
I'm here because I'm angry, and this is the only way that we can stand up. We have to be here, as all of us.
What are you most angry about?
This goes on forever. There's nothing to be said for this. All I can say is everything that he stands for I don't agree with, and the number one for me right now is civil rights and environment, and neither of those are being met.
Do you think this will accomplish anything, though, these protests?
I don't know. But it's gonna make people question. It's gonna make them scared. So hopefully it does.
Thank you very much. There you have one other opinion.
We don't need to vote, we need to obey. Bro,
Sorry.
NYPD, KKK, America was never great.
There you hear the KKK reference many times in the last few days here in terms of their support for Trump, but also a lot of people concerned about white supremacy and how they may very well be emboldened by this election outcome.
America was never great. We don't need to vote, we need to obey.
Can I ask you a question?
We don't need
Can I ask
to
you a
vote,
question?
we need to obey.
I work with AJ Plus. We're live on Facebook. I just want to find out what it's a news organization online on Facebook. There you go. Well, this is your moment to talk to us and tell us why you're here today.
I'm here because I'm sick and tired of I'm here because I'm sick and tired of having my future dealt to me. I can never have the ability to vote. I can't stand up and make
And I hear a lot of people talking about the KKK and white supremacy. Is that something that actually is weighing heavy on your mind?
Yes, definitely. Luckily enough, we live in the city, so it's not prominent. We don't have to deal with people necessarily like yelling at us or beating us up because we live in such a liberal city. But in other states, they're already basing that they're written nigger and like all those disgusting and degrading things all over the walls. So we need to take a stand and
Thank you very much. Thank you. Can I ask you why you're here tonight? Anyone else want to tell me why you're here today? Nobody? Hey, why are you here?
I am an Arab, African, Muslim woman. So that is the first reason why I'm here. I've been a public defender for 11 years. I've seen inside the criminal justice system how white supremacism, capitalism, patriarchy, how all of these work together, and they have created this ugly system that has allowed Donald Trump to get elected.
A lot of people talking about white supremacy, a lot of people talking about the KKK support for Donald Trump. He said that he doesn't, know them, he has no affinity to them, he's not a white supremacist. Why do you think people are talking about that? A lot of people are angry by that perception.
I mean, first, the Grand Wizard of the KKK endorsed Donald Trump, so you have David Duke endorsing Trump. Then at the same time, after he won the election, the KKK were marching in the streets in North Carolina. I mean, you cannot say that this is not backlash to the movement that's been going on right after the Black Lives Matter movement, the movement for Black Lives, with having Obama as our president for 8 years.
One of well, you know, I can't help but notice that you have a cafe on and you have a pin that says we're all Palestinians. You know, one of Trump's advisors for the transition, he was in charge of, I think, the domestic transition team, said recently that the settlements are not an obstacle to peace and that, you know, Israel should be allowed to continue them. And a lot of Palestinians concerned about that. I bring this up because I'm sure there's a lot of things you disagree with when it comes to Donald Trump, that perhaps being one of them. But what is the major thing that really either frightens you or really angers you?
I mean, what frightens me is that the genocide against Palestinians will continue. I mean, just in 2014, you had about, was it 2,200 people who were killed in 2000? 2,200 in 56 days. 500 Palestinian children were killed in 2014.
So obviously this is something that you're passionate about, but I'm asking if that is one of the major reasons why
it is one of the major reasons.
And what else? I mean, if you had to identify one
I
other
mean,
thing.
Palestine is definitely a major reason. The movement for Black Lives, Black liberation is a big reason for why I'm here. The liberation of all of the oppressed in this country, all of the marginalized.
And you worry that the marginalized will not do as well or fare as well under a Trump presidency?
I mean, we're not doing well now. So what makes us think that we're going to do any better? I mean, there is a record of Trump being a racist. I mean, in the 80s in this country, I grew up in New York City, I grew up in New Jersey. In 89, when the Central Park Five were being prosecuted, this vile man took out a full-page ad against 5 young black men who were later exonerated. All right? He fuels racism.
And yet he won the election fair and square. How does that make you feel about this country?
I mean, it doesn't. I mean, well, what?
That's our system, though. Our system, as you know. I'm just asking.
No. Also, voter suppression. There was a lot of voter suppression in mainly black and brown neighborhoods and voter intimidation. So there are a lot of people who are not included in this vote that if they were included in this vote, this would be totally different.
Including 6 million incarcerated people of color.
Yes.
Specifically.
Why are you here? Why are you here today?
Why I'm here? I'm just echoing a lot of what she said.
Just echoing it?
I mean...
Do you think this is going to accomplish anything?
Yeah, I do.
What?
Well, you know, without protest, without peaceful protest, which is what we're doing, nothing will change. Nothing has changed the past 8 years. Deportations have increased under Obama's administration, the most of any president ever. So we have nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose.
And this is how we start. We build from community.
And that's what we've been hearing here all day. For those who are, choosing to be here, a lot of people saying protests will not accomplish much, but people saying this is just the beginning here in New York City. So we're gonna come back to you in a couple hours. We're gonna be just kind of. Seems like the scene is not shifting much, except for the fact that more people coming from downtown and a protest expected from Union Square all the way up here at night at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. tonight. So we'll definitely be back with you.
Whose street?